Hello. Hello and welcome to Fridays at 4 here on twitch.tv/DDO stream. Thank you very much for joining us. We have got a special show for you today. If I sound a little echoey, it's because my microphone is coming from a web camera. The reason it's coming from a web camera is I have guests. I have with me the DDO Players Council, about half a dozen members here, and why don't you shout out some names?
Egg here. How you doing, everyone?
Got Egg.
Hey, everybody. This is known as Bragan on the forums.
Got Bragan.
Shoemaker.
Shoemaker's here. Unbridled.
Darius, the Blessed Blade, Galanda.
Darius of the Blessed Blade from Galanda. And Claver from Sarlona in the back. And we are in one of our basically team rooms here where we can all play the game at the same time. And we are going to be showing off the Night Revels here on Lemania. I did want to mention that if you have a question for us in chat, put it into chat. If we can answer it, we will. If I can't answer it, I'll tell you why. And we will also be archiving this and putting this up on both Twitch and YouTube. That's youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons Live. After we, Dungeons and Dragons /live. After we're done here today, I did want to quick call out that I wasn't able to get the YouTube streaming working on this computer. So we're only broadcasting to Twitch right now this afternoon. For some reason, this version of XSplit needs to be updated, I suspect, before it can go to YouTube gaming. So sorry about that, YouTubers, but we'll get that worked out next week. But we're doing something special this week. Hope you guys can hear us okay. Let me know in chat actually if you're having any problems hearing me. We are on, like I say, the Night Revels. This is a new event that's going to be coming soon to the live servers. No exact date to announce yet, although I can tell you that it will certainly be here over the weekend of Halloween, so a little bit before and after that. Stay tuned for closer stuff, and we're going to do a basic preview of the event. So we're in Delara's Graveyard, which is similar to the setup for Maybar. We've collected some keys. Use one of these keys to enter one of 4 Night Revels dungeons. The dungeons, are set up like a challenge. I will note this is Lemania, so there are some things that are going to change up to and including the max level of the challenges itself. Our goal is to get it up to level 33, but it just wasn't ready in time for today's preview. So that'll be coming up before we go live. Each of them are basically sort of Halloweenized versions of current dungeons with more pumpkins, more undead,
as you
and
enter
ingredients
the tavern,
that you collect
you
when
notice
you
the smell
win.
of rot in
You're going
the
to turn in
air.
those ingredients along with some generic ingredients that you get from running in Delara's Graveyard or from running the quests. And you'll get that and turn it in for loot, which we will show you a bit later on. You'll notice that all 4 of the dungeons are basically set up undead themes, so we have things like zombies, skeletons, liches, wraiths, things like that.
Gruesome shapes begin
This
to
is available for
fall from the
preview right now on
ceiling
Lemania, though I should let you know that a little later on this afternoon we're going to be shutting Lemania down for the weekend, as we usually do. So this may be your only chance to play it right now, but it will be coming back again on the live servers pretty soon. And depending on what happens here, we may or may not get to it.
Pounding can be heard from down below.
This has been up since Wednesday. Anyway, why is the Players Council here? The reason the Players Council is here is that they are, as many of them as could make it, we just sort of put out a call saying, hey, if you can make your way to Boston, we'll get you a tour of the office and have you sit down with some of the devs and just sort of check things out. I don't know, Shun, you're fairly close to this one. You want to talk a little bit about how things went today?
I thought things were great. Kind of a lot of insight, learned some cool things. Always wanted to know.
Like what kind of stuff do you do?
Well, we get to visit and meet with most of the dev team. Had great pizza and one-on-one with several in discussing some possible future things.
Got a tour of the office. Tour of the DDO dev pit. Got take some
Cool
pictures.
swag bag.
Yep. I raided our swag cabinet for him, of course, because why not?
Watch Code or Die on live stream. Good stuff.
Hey, of course I died on the live stream.
I don't have any risk rolls.
Yeah.
I can write but.
Couldn't use my admin because I kind of died on the live stream. But yeah. So like I said, we got some chance to take some pictures. Just have a good time. We've got some lunch. We'll be going out a little bit later on this evening as well, just for socialization. Hanging out.
Just look at his face.
Yes, it is.
Stuff in there. Take that. You know.
Yeah, this is set up like challenge experience, so you're going to get more the first time you run it than subsequent times. We will also be reducing the experience a little bit because too much XP. It's still going to be pretty darn good though. Yeah.
138K.
Yeah, 138K for a
high.
couple for 3 minutes of work. Might be a little on the high side, but the XP hadn't been set yet, so that's what's up with that. So let me just before we head into the next quest, let me just kind of show you a little bit about what's going on here in the public graveyard. If you've run the Maybar Festival before, then this should be pretty familiar to you. It's the Maybar Graveyard in House Jurassica, and during the event you'll go in there and defeat undead. There's various level bands for it. I guess I'm not too close to the entrance. But there's some various level bands that you can enter, so that it's, or you could just, oh, here we go. Oh, that's beyond great. That you can enter, and there's also a shared one which just is similar to Crystal Cove in that it spawns whatever mobs are near the player by this area where it spawns. So if you're a low-level character and it spawns next to you, it's going to be low-level mobs. If you're a high-level player, it's going to be high-level mobs. But if you just want to fight things in your level range, then we do have banded versions, just like we did for the Maybar event. And while you're out here, you're going to be collecting pieces of darkest chocolate. They're sort of what you might want to call a generic ingredient that's used for all of the items that you'll get from the Night Revels Festival. But you will also have the chance to get chocolate from the quest itself if you would prefer. There's also a chance that you'll get keys, and the distribution system is pretty much the same as it was for the Maybar Festival in terms of the drop rates and the chance of getting things. I'm sure our fine folks at the Wiki will work out those percentages and get them up there at some point. So. But then once you have your key, which you can get from the DDO store, we're going to, I believe, get a way for you to get some for free, and then you can also get them pretty regularly from running in the wilderness area. You'll turn one of the keys in to enter one of these 4 quests. And all the quests are available in the Maybar Festival, or not Maybar, Night Revels Festival wilderness area. Valera's Graveyard. Dan W3333 asks, is there any chance to get a GUI version for all the stacking and enhancements to help out players with gear conflicts? The text log works, but a GUI version would be awesome. Probably not. It would be done from there are some resources for gear planners and that online that the community has put together. That's probably what I'd recommend in terms of getting something like that.
You just knock that out.
Are you guys ready to go into the next one? I'm by the snitch and the. I'll go to Haberdash. That's fine if you guys are all over there.
I was just following the blue dots.
Yep.
Down at the bottom.
All right, we are going into Haberdash. Going to have items as kit or as cassette as cassette asks. I'm going to have items only for starter players, no level 1. The items mostly in the Maybar Festival are lower level items. They're focusing on cosmetic items. They do have abilities for them, which may be situationally useful or useful for low level play, but are not really intended to be, say, end gear items or anything like that. We do, however, have a couple of augments. They're a minimum level 22, and they provide a stacking +2 to either intelligence or wisdom. It's called a spooky bonus. And we also have a series of items that are a little bit like eternal flasks. They give you various bonuses to things like melee power, spell power, I believe PRR, MRR. We have a couple others. We'll show you the loot list here in just a little bit. And the way that works is you can click on it. It'll last for 5 minutes and has a 10-minute cooldown. So for about half the time you're through a dungeon, you can have this thing active. The one other change, though, from previous festivals is that these items disappear at the end of you're saying at the end of 2015. Most likely it'll be late 2015, early 2016. And the idea is that they're really cheap to get, and you can use them for several months, and then they're going to go away, and then they'll come back for the next time the Night Revels shows up, and you can get them again. Besides, and the reasoning for that is that allows us to make them a little bit more powerful than we might do otherwise, because we don't have to worry about baking in new stacking sources of various things that are going to last, permanently in the game. So by making them more temporary and not consumable, we can up the power a little bit, and also it kind of gives people a reason to come back to the festival, even if you quote have all the loot. See how it goes. Like I said, we're trying something a little different this time. If you feel strongly about it, please let us know.
Just as you strike the mortal blow.
Yep, nice.
Just a loot generator.
Nice.
These are still 2 chests.
Oh, there's 2? The other one. Oh, there is. Nice. Alright, let me head back out to chat here. I'm sorry, I'm only using one monitor today because of where I'm in, so I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth between the chat and the game. Will there be some kind of pirate grog? Yes. We have basically the stuff that was available in the past, both the Night Black coffee and the, what's it called? Do you remember what the other stuff's called? Night Black coffee. Hot chocolate. I can figure it out in just a second here. And one basically allows you to get, have a chance to get the darkest chocolate from killing any undead, and the other one is a spell point and hit point regeneration in public areas. Let me pop out real quick and show you the loot. Oh, Draught of Night. There we go. Draught of Midnight. So the Draught of Midnight allows you to get the darkest chocolate from killing any undead. So let's say you're just running through Delara's graveyard or catacombs or whatever it is you want to do. That'll be a way to get that stuff. And the other one, like I said, just gives you your spell points and hit points back while you're there. So here's the consumables. The almond-coated Shadow Apple gives you a, and again, all this stuff stacks with every other source. So plus 10 universal spell power, plus 5 melee power. The Dark Swirl Caramel Bite is plus 5 to PRR and MRR. Sweet Cinnamon Cloud is a dodge equal to your listen score for 5 minutes. The Almond Shadow Spice Candy is a basically deals fire vulnerability. You're throwing a flaming pumpkin at your enemies, dealing some fire damage. Now, these items do not go away at the end of the year. They stick around with you. They have a slightly higher cost, but still not very high cost. If you think about the fact we just ran the one dungeon and already have enough for the height, or the hat of the night hag. One is magical efficiency 5%, and it's a witch's cap that you can, glamour and put on top of your head. We have the Hood of Unrest, which is a dark hood that allows a 50% stacking bonus to dodge for 20 seconds that ignores your dodge cap. Silence of the Tasty Hams, which is a head slot, gives a 1d6 negative damage to your currently equipped weapon, similar to elemental weapons, but for negative damage. Also looks pretty funky. Reveler's Regalia, which is sort of a dark robe-like thing, gives you a plus 25% spooky bonus to spell critical damage for 90 seconds. Short Broom of Mystery is a clicky of purple fairy fire. It's a one-handed broom, predominantly meant to be a glamour thing. The long broom is a two-handed version that casts Flaming Sphere. And then, like I say, we have the augments, the diamonds of both spooky, wisdom and intelligence +2. Then we have a docent of the shadow thing as well. So, and that's what we have. Like I say, we do have banded levels here, so 1 to 5, 4 to 9, 8 to 13, 12 to 17, 16 to 20, 20 to 25, or 26 to 30.
Yes, you do get players.
Oh, you do get Slayers? Monster Manual Slayers? Okay, we just looked up. Looks like we're getting Monster Manual Slayers for it. Deadlock asks, 121,000 XP. Are you going for a new XP per minute record? Yes. If we didn't scale it down. We actually have a known issue on Lamania here where the XP is scaled too high. And so we're going to be dropping that down before we go live. Because, yes, 121,000 XP would indeed set a dramatic new XP per minute record. So while we enjoy you guys getting lots of XP, that would be pretty nuts. Anaxu Mondros says, do you gain more materials running under level? Yes. Similar to challenges, it's up to 5 levels under, and I can't remember what the total bonus is. 20, 25%? Is that what it is? Maybe someone can correct me that knows. But it's something along that line.
I've noticed that it's showing darkest chocolate on the load-ins.
Yeah, that's another bug that's on the mod. That's a known issue. Right now we have some UI elements that need to be updated. Show you what the specific ingredient is that you'll get to. But yes, they do scale, which is why we're going to offer, or our goal is to offer up to level 33, so that level 28 players can run up to 5 levels under if they want to, and maximize the return rate on their ingredients. Because we know you like to do things like that.
More than that stuff.
Yep. Well, we don't punish you for being capped. Why don't we go into Kobold's newest ringleader?
Okay.
Sorry.
We're all at the Snitch and Flash.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go to Snitch and Lynch. Actually, you know what, though? I'll go to Snitch and Lynch, but I need a key.
I got you.
Anyone toss me a key?
I should have enough.
Key drop rate is overall pretty generous, and like I say, we are working on a way to even make it more so.
Anyone else need key? I got 3. That one with you. Well,
I need to have a focus by now.
Yeah, it looks like we're in different bands.
Oh, you got that?
Go back out and come in on the level 26 to 30 band. Like I said, that's a known
we
issue
get
we need to fix.
You get dumped into the general.
Yeah.
We can just go in. Would we be in the same?
Yeah, I just need a key. How about you, Grumble? Do you have more than one key? Do you have more than one key, Grumble? Who's Grumble? Yep.
And now I'm going to come into the instance.
Okay.
Halfway to the
Yeah, that's
Sure.
right.
Sounds good.
Function to the left, you have the strength. So just go through.
I'm in the 26 to 30 band.
Almost done.
I should probably have the details yet either.
Yeah, yep. We need to. That's just this particular build. Why don't you toss me 2 if you got the extras?
I have 3.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I'll give you 2 if you do 1.
There you go.
Well, we're out here waiting for them. Let me see if I actually text the area.
I know I'm slow there.
Got a pretty nice bonus weekend going in. It's 20% Epic XP plus 5% VIP XP. Patrick from DDO Cast was sure to remind me yesterday when I happened to catch up with him online. He was like, "You know that stacks play Stone to Change, right?" Not Stone to Change, but Autos Stone. So. Titan asks, can I explain to the peeps why there is no Spectral Dragon? That is because this is not the Maybar Festival of Endless Night. This is a new event called the Night Revels. That's going to be hitting the live servers soon. Alright. One thing that was kind of cool today in the from the visit to the Players' Council is we actually were able to get one of the devs who worked on this quest to show them kind of how it was made on a macro level. He opened up our actual world-building tool and gave them the chance to kind of see a little bit how the sausage is made, I guess you could say.
Rises from below. There must be a way to get down into the courtyard. The door begins to strain as a creature
Yeah, I guess so.
against it.
You just need an undead
Collapses into a pile of scattered bandages and fetid dust.
Yeah. You wouldn't want brains. I don't know quite what you want. What? Yeah, Warforged? Oops. Was it you see him?
The door opens. In the distance, you can see a lever, which seems to control the next gate.
What race are you? I don't know if it matters, but what race are you?
The gate opens, revealing a courtyard and a ladder. Dark creatures begin to appear from the shadows. The ladder slides into place, allowing access to the rooftops above.
Try it in this ladder.
Right up this one.
Roderick Nettles undead form slumps to the ground. The shield surrounding the lich fades as it closes to attack.
Huh.
The tattered form falls in defeat, and the feeling of dread that surrounded the lich fades.
This one's going to get a waypoint, but I don't believe is it yet. We have to recall out. Let's see. What do we have? Who's in the room? I guess for our late joiners, why don't we go around the room here? We have Og. Yep. Briggan. Yep. Briggan. Shoemaker. Untitled. Darius. And Flavor. And I'm Cordovan. Members of the 2015 DDO Players Council here for a visit today, which is awesome. Titan asks, hey Jerry, is it difficult for the devs to write the code, or is it like really cool and fun in Candyland?
Both.
Yes. They are trained professionals. I keep on telling them they just need to install that make it work button on their keyboard, but for some reason they insist that wouldn't actually solve the problem. So it is both a highly skilled position, but also one that's a lot of fun if you're into it.
Alright, so
We have one quest left. Does everyone got a key that they need?
I have a key.
I'm going to take a look at
I'm out of my.
Alright, maybe we'll have to kill things a little bit here then. Let's kill in the graveyard a little bit till we get them. They will be available to purchase in the DDO store as kind of a backup method. The intention is that you shouldn't need to actually use it. But we have them disabled for this version of Lamania right now because we want to get a better sense of the drop rate. So we deliberately have them unpublished from the store.
Based on what I'm seeing so far, people are going to have a lot of extra darkest chocolate keys around that they'll have nothing to do with. So
Maybe right.
maybe buying keys with that.
Yeah. I know we've brought that up. I don't know.
Being able to trade it in for other.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, we may well end up doing something like that. I will actually mention as well that with the one of the things you'll be able to use the darkest chocolate excesses on is we will have both pumpkin grenades and skull grenades, along with Potion of the Party Pooper, but they didn't make it into the Bardo UI yet for this build. They will be for live though.
So we're going to get a pumpkin head augment, go in an orange slot.
Oh, nice.
Now that's something I would grind for.
That would be a good idea. I think there actually is one. Isn't there? Pretty sure we have one.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I've suggested it a few times.
Oh, we did.
I see people figure out the other.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they just have a
I thought it was in the Minotaur.
I'm trying to figure out how much to do
You get the grenades from the Minotaur, but there isn't an actual augment that you can slot into an item.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's an augment. I meant I think we have a cosmetic helmet that's a pumpkin.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe someone in chat can confirm or deny the truth of the matter.
Roxasha?
Let's see. We code with punch cards. Not that bad. Let's see.
No, they have reel-to-reel. Old tape drive.
Yep, all tape drives. Yep. Dan W3333 asks, any chance of getting a Rakshasa playable race? Probably not anytime soon. It would be cool, but it would be, I think, down on the list of priorities. However, if a lot of people say they would love to see a Rakshasa playable race, they should let us know. One thing would be that Rakshasas have their hands backwards, so I'm not quite sure how that would work with wielding weapons. It might be a little problematic, but I bet they could figure that one out. J. Renarin asks, are the devs planning to answer feedback on these challenges? There's one topic with quite a bit, but they've been quiet. I don't know what topic that would be. Do you know what he's talking about?
I don't watch the public forums, actually.
Let me know.
I'm guessing it's probably to, like, not taint the discussion.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, J-Ren, pop in and let me know specifically what the feedback is, the topic is that we've not been talking about. If I can, I will.
So who needs a key? I
do.
pulled one.
I need.
You had like 7.
I gave two to other man and one. Just look at somebody else.
Vorpal Snack asks, do I know why Rogue Mechanic Time Bomb only hits mobs half the time? No. I guess that's a bug. Don't know why though.
No, shoot that one.
It's a plane being on a different plane.
I let him.
Sure, I believe.
Yeah, I got one. Okay. I got one. Shoot him.
See how you are.
Hey, look. Okay, give him awesome with that.
Okay, I mean, I've certainly read DDO Central's feedback on the Night Revels review. J-Run, I guess I'm not quite sure in particular which part of that you feel we've been silent on. I mean, ultimately, we want to hear everyone's feedback. I guess if your question is, I mean, this is a deliberately different event than Maybar, whereas Maybar was a fairly, I guess to just use the colloquial words, a fairly high grind event for powerful loot, similar to the way Crystal Cove was. This is deliberately the opposite. So it's a very, it's meant to only be to run for a much shorter period of time. Something you sort of go in for a couple hours, get a couple pieces of fun stuff, and then do whatever it is you want to do. Hopefully with your friends who have shown up to check out the new event. If your topic is why is the Maybar loot not in this loot, that's something we could consider to do for the future. Right now the answer is because it's in the Mimic Hunt. But it is certainly possible that we could pull all the Maybar loot out from the Mimic Hunt, which was put in, due to community feedback. You guys wanted it. And that was the next event that was coming out. So we could very well pull it out from there and put it into Night Revels, which would make some sense thematically. But we didn't do it in time for this. That would also require us to essentially build a whole new loot list before we were able to bring back the Mimic Hunt. It's not to say that we couldn't do that. It might not end up doing that, but certainly not for this event this time around. We're not doing that. So, and I guess if your topic was something else, just let me know. Titan asks, when are we going to get our character copy back to Lamania? Sorry, it's going to be a little while. Not for this preview cycle, at least. Sorry. How are we sitting on keys? Everyone got a... Does everyone who have a key or need a key have one?
I don't have one yet. I'm still looking for one. Rubble does have one.
Okay.
I'm in front of the Kobold's newest ringleader. I got 2.
Alright, so we just need 2 more keys?
Yep. It's just that just a longer dropping piece.
No, it's an equal drop chance based on the level band of what you are, right? So,
Yeah. Previously there was something like that. Like, certain monsters can't play stuff.
yeah, we had a wider list of ingredients last time. So the vampires, they dropped the vampire things, and that whereas this is just one ingredient, well, two, count the keys.
And then each little challenge was wrapped over the beef with the correct?
Yeah, along with darkest chocolate as well. Yeah. I suppose if you could go into the store and pick up a Drought of Midnight, that'll increase the drop rate chance.
Yeah.
I'll pick up back around.
Might be able to actually get anything.
Oh yeah, right. I can't do it on this character. I went a little nuts with potions at one point while I was testing out something.
Yeah.
Titan says, I don't know why, but the keys disappeared from the store. Yes, we deliberately took them out. Maybe you missed that in chat, but we deliberately removed the keys from the DDO store because we wanted to get a better sense of their drop rate. So that'll allow us to know whether we need to scale up the key drop rate before we go live. JB Metrics asks, are there any plans to streamline the Orient Express mailbox, e.g., have a button to pull all sales and unsold items back into inventory with a single click? No plans that I'm aware of. Sounds like a great idea, though. So maybe if we get the chance, I'll make sure people know that that is something it's pretty obviously desirable, but we'll see. No plans, though. Sorry. Where is the House Orient Edition expansion? I don't know. So they put it on a lightning rail and we haven't seen it yet. So, Didlock asks, are there any cryptic hints about the storyline coming after the current Codex of Infinite Planes story concludes next update? Cryptic hints. I'm going to have to think about that one.
I don't think you guys do anything cryptically.
Yeah, I don't want to be not cryptic enough and then have everyone say, oh my gosh.
It will be Dungeons & Dragons related.
Yes.
Somewhere between first and fifth
The
edition.
next quest is going to be RoboCop 2.
The entire module based on Hawk and Slayer.
Yeah, there you go.
RoboCop 2, which was
Yeah. RoboCop the Warforged Years.
So everybody have two now?
I still think I do.
No, I don't. You've got as much chocolate as you like that.
Yeah, I got plenty of chocolate. I keep checking periodically to see if I miss people in for it.
I put it on a hot bar so I can keep track of them.
I even got my midnight drop to try to increase the drop.
Doesn't appear to increase keys, only chocolates.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know, it should do both. I'll double check.
I should both report that.
Double check, but it should increase both.
Based on the description, it didn't seem like it was really increased based off the description. So maybe it's just.
I'm being some pizza on that side.
It's usually what controls. You can still the drops.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
They came from one field to one field.
That's weird.
We're on these cursed back roads.
I'm going to show you how that's all.
Like I said, we are also working on a various possibilities in terms of sort of dealing with the outlier failsafe so that anyone can get a key regardless. Probably we're going to do some coupons or put them in the bar UI. One or the other. We'll see.
There you want to pick up?
Yeah, I mean, we do need to... We've got a little time yet. That's fine. We got 15 minutes. But...
It's challenge based. Does it have the same 3-minute lockout?
Good question. I think it technically might have the 3-minute lockout, but I don't know. We would have to double check that.
Well, the first one we did, I was going to late come in, I was logging into Twitch, but it didn't seem to lock me out. I don't know why I didn't do
Hey, I got key.
that. Alright,
Cool. Alright, so let's do this final one here then, which is...
oh, there's another one.
Go keepers.
Yeah, I just got one too.
There's that one.
Oh, you got a key?
Yep.
You get a key.
I've still got 2 keys, so I can part 1 too.
You must have reset special admin drops right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I hit the pay to win button and there you go.
/ make all.
Yeah.
You guys are going to keepers. Or half dash.
We did have a dasher. We're, the one latest is Kobold's newest string leader, right? That's the one we haven't done?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I get a key.
I just got 2 keys. It's a flood of keys. Oh my gosh. So many keys.
Where's that at? It's down the south part of the map.
Yeah, it's basically south part of the map. And you'll see it on your map. You can click on it and get a little arrow.
I'm trying to follow blue dots so it's not looking up my way.
It's up high.
Alright. Oh. Somebody wouldn't mind trading a key from them. There it is.
A Sick Muse asks, is it possible to get a second set of enhancements as you can in Lord of the Rings Online, maybe via the DDO store? No plans to do that. Our enhancement system is pretty robust as it is, plus we have epic destinies and feats and such. I'm not sure that we would want to sell that kind of thing in the DDO store, like a second enhancement, sure.
It doesn't show a lockout.
Doesn't? Okay. Yeah, maybe they're not. I'll have to check. Carbon G asks, how is the enemy spawn rate compared to what it was 2 years ago? Any changes? No. We may, well, I don't totally want to say we may have done some tweaks to it that I'm not aware of, but for the most part, the Maybar graveyard is the same as it was last time around.
Every time when you go in, yours.
Yeah, it does. Someone noticed the thing about liches kind of dropping to the ground and coming back up. That's something we're aware of. I don't know if it's going to be fixed in time for this year's festival, but it's definitely something we want to get fixed. We'll see. Yep.
An overwhelming stench assails you as you begin to explore that hideout.
Let's run all those. We just look at. Let's get a long one.
I was wondering. That's actually an option. Jump over here.
Oh, we totally should have done that. The boxes turn into peanuts. Or they're zombie boxes.
Orc has been slain.
So you get extra stars.
Yes, there is a dungeon alert.
I wanted to get my Furies back. The Jordan's back.
I'm just surprised there are no champions in here.
That's because there are no champions and challenges. We're using the challenge deck.
I saw that. I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping to go back there and play some Sunday credit.
The guttural groans of shuffling undead can be heard from the door. A muffled voice squeaks.
It's acrylic.
The door shatters. Several creatures shamble towards it. Now Kirit the Lich bids his creations to attack. Now Kirit shouts,
Praise my creations. Rise and defend me. Curse these simpletons.
screams.
Oh yeah. There's a bug on that. That's also in our known issues
A
list.
feeling of calm.
It's not considered to be undead.
Some folks, it's one of those weird spells.
Yeah.
COVID lesson, like level 3 or something.
Yep.
Don't feel bad, and I don't know how you go through that.
Yep. All right. So that, in a nutshell, is the Night Revels event. In the future, we have the ability to add more Night Revels dungeons to even expand that some more. We, of course, are going to be taking your feedback into account, both on Lamania here and on the live servers. You can expect us to do a Night Revels preview, either a night, couple nights, something like that, before we go live, because once we put it on the live servers, we want to do one last sanity check, and we're going to turn it on during the normal event time, which is 2 weekends and a full week, essentially. Let's...
Mechanic time bomb should be a pumpkin.
It totally should be. Yeah, mechanic time bomb should be a pumpkin. Yeah. Okay.
It should not only do its normal damage, it should give everybody pumpkin.
Right. Erlock asks, is Night Revels and Arcane Archer and the DDO store going live at the same time? Yeah, yours? Sort of. Night Revels is... All of this is going to be largely implemented with Update 28 Patch 1 that we're tentatively targeting to get out next week. Perhaps even next Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Stay tuned. It's still kind of up in the air. That's going to have the underlying technology to power Night Revels and allow us to turn it on. It is also going to have underlying technology for the DDO store, the new DDO store that we hope to bring to you within probably a couple weeks or so as well. Arcane Archer is going to be coming a little bit later. I don't think that's going to make it into the patch here. That'll probably be for Update 29 most likely. So Yes, on some of it, technically, but it's not going to necessarily be seen immediately on the day of release. Are the materials from the challenges expiring? Yes. The only thing that will not is the DDO store-bought keys. Annex to Mondro says, any possibility we can buy keys with chocolates, like compasses with doubloons? We've talked about that. Maybe. Status of the server swap over, Erlock asks. Currently targeting around, it's hard, it's all tentative at this point, so don't hold me to it 100%, but we're currently hoping to do the switch over to the new data center sometime around or after mid-November. So if all goes according to the current plan and everything checks out and everything happens, and because it's IT, of course, nothing will ever go wrong, we'll be looking at around mid-November for it. But stay tuned as we get closer to us actually doing it. All right. Yeah, well, that's going to do it here with Fridays at 4 here on twitch.tv/DDO stream. Thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it, and we will see you next week. We hope you have a great DDO weekend. Like I said, we have update 28 patch 1 coming real soon, perhaps as soon as middle of next week. We do have the Night Revels coming up soon. We have the new DDO store coming soon. You can find a preview of that on DDO.com right now. Plus 20% Epic XP, plus 5% VIP XP this weekend, and a whole bunch more coming soon as well. Thanks. We'll see you again soon. Say bye-bye, Players Council.
Bye-bye, Players Council.